you might have a little bit of lead. So Brandon, we're going to do the pop-up teach. Stand by me if you're not going to talk, and I know you may not talk. Stand over here by me anyway. Put yourself down. All right. All right, so we want to talk about for a moment, moving from this march and moment of resistance to the need for a movement for freedom. A movement for freedom from what? Freedom from homelessness, freedom from hunger, and actually freedom from repression. Repression by a government that we pay for. A government that only stands for the super rich and the billionaires. We want to talk about the need to move to a movement where we unite our efforts to fight for justice in this country and to reconstruct America using the powerful tools of digital revolution of the AI, not to simply enrich a few, but to in fact embolden and enrich all of humanity and save our planet. That's what we mean about moving from a moment of resistance to a movement for freedom and a movement for justice. Let me hand this off to Sister Monica, Reverend Monica, about how she sees us doing that. Y'all don't have it, man. This is about the building we're talking about.
So I'm a veteran, a Navy veteran, and I spent 22 years in the Navy. And the biggest thing we have is health care. Health care is a huge problem. A lot of vets, a lot of civilians don't have health care because it's too expensive. Even Obamacare is too expensive to have. So that's one part. The other part is housing. A lot of the veterans, along with civilians, are homeless. College students at Laney College, 14% of students are homeless. Students going to school, going to class, but living on the streets, couch surfing, and living in their car. And they're striving to get an education and make a better life. That's just not right. So I spent 22 years fighting for the U.S. military, and what was I fighting for? Folks to be in poverty, folks to be in homeless, that's just not right. I'm President Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy Marshall. I'm a Laney student. For the last 60 years of my life, I think I was one of those, how do you call it, just someone that just went along in her lane. I voted in the elections. I did what my part was. But I have to tell you, when Trump ascended into office, I thought, oh hell, what could I have done differently? As a student, as a mature adult, what could I have done differently to be more politically involved? And I recognized there's just so much I did not know. I did not know how to connect the dots between what was happening to the homelessness on the streets, to gentrification going on, to just everything that I was reading about. Until I became a student at Laney College and started attending our Poor People's Campaign Teaching Committee. We take the People's Tribune and look at the articles that represent a lot of things across the United States. Even I submitted an article, a 500-word article about my experience as a homeless person, as I'm a caregiver for my parent, but I digress. But going to these teach-ins, we take a look at what's happening and we dissect the information, and I'm beginning to build what I call my civic-minded muscle. Because how can I advocate? How can I be someone that organizes if I don't know what's happening? If I don't have the incubator to connect all the dots and to figure it out? So I'd like to invite you, please, come and join us at our community teach-ins. Now, should I give how should I get this information out to everybody? Because I don't want to give my private email address.
No. We could have the contact information in this paper.
All right, so we're gonna.
There's a contact information.
We also have our Twitter and our Facebook that is Laney PPC, so it's
Great.
super easy to see.
Right. Well, I challenge you to join me, and let's exercise our political activism, that muscle for civic responsibility together. Have a good day.
What is a pop-up teach-in? This is a pop-up teach-in, baby. What is a pop-up teaching? It takes just one time to think about what is it we got to focus on, moving from this moment to a movement that reconstructs this country so that everybody has a right to live. That's what we mean by a pop-up teaching, baby. Hit it, Carolyn.
And this moment that we are participating in at this time is a moment that we never participated in before. And that's what's going to help make the movement that we need to have freedom. Freedom for our human necessities for life. We can do it. No one else is going to do it for us. We in this room, around this table, and everywhere else has got to do it. But nobody from the top is going to do it for us. This is our time.
There you go.
This is our time. Let's take advantage of it. Let's make our future ourselves. Nobody else can do that.
We're the change we've been looking for, baby. All right. And we're going to close it up with the youngster here.
So violence and sexual assault speaks to us all. It's more than a moment, it's a movement to end women's second-class status while fighting to unite those facing common poverty. We know poverty is violence, and violence leads us to depression, as well as housing insecurity for those who are financially codependent on their abusers. Sex trafficking victim Centoya Brown's recent clemency of a life sentence for killing her abuser shows a stark contrast in our society for victims of sexual violence when compared to cases like Trayvon Martin, who was killed by George Zimmerman as a result of white supremacy. Abuse of any kind should no longer be overlooked and tolerated. The environmental impact of global warming is starting to become a reality, yet many poor communities have always faced the most disastrous effects of man-made ecological disasters, from record-breaking California wildfires to Flint water crisis to San Francisco Bayview Hunters Point's long history of a radioactive landscape that concerned residents for decades. There is no more tomorrow to wait for when it comes to saving our precious planet and resources.
What is a pop-up teaching, Mama?
What is a pop-up teaching? It is giving you all the knowledge that we are missing, especially, this is something I'm really interested in is media and journalism. That's essential for us to teach each other, not just what's going on in our local communities, but our own experiences. So people of different races, ages, religions, we're all either poor or working class. We are coming together because the system is trying to divide us. We're coming together, so we're teaching each other, and through that we're organizing and we're coming together, and then we will have hearings and we will invite politicians to listen to our experiences, and we will hold them accountable. So we're not just about talking about stuff, we're about taking action, and we're thinking forward for our future for everyone.
So we're bringing you love from the Women's Economic Agenda Project, from Umoja, from the ASLC of Laney, from Tapestry Love. We're bringing you love, justice, and respect. This is a pop-up teaching, baby.
All right. That was great.